So, check this out, people. I just finished watching a video by Morant's Rants where he called on the Meltdowners, all right? At least that's what he calls the video, to the Meltdowners. Now, Morant's, you have to understand something. These people you call the Meltdowners, the reason people come after you is because you sow or you reap what you sow. And from the beginning, since you came on the YouTube scene, all you've done is ridicule people, make fun of people, and act like you're better than everybody, right? So now, the people who once followed you, whether they believed in GME or not, it's irrelevant because they followed you like I followed you because we believed that you were smart. We believed that you were intelligent because of the information you put out. And no one can dispute, regardless of what a dick you are, regardless of whether people like you or not or respect you or not, I have to admit that you're one of the smartest people on YouTube that puts out the information that people need to hear. The problem is that when it comes to GME, it seems like you're being paid. It seems like you've been put there by, I don't know, the GME people, the GameStop executives. Someone paid you or is paying you to pump GME regardless of the outcome. It doesn't matter what. That's what it looks like because, let me make sure my microphone is on. Because from the time you came onto the scene, all you've done is talk good about Ryan Cohen and GME. It doesn't matter how bad the stock does. It doesn't matter what Ryan Cohen does. The problem with you is that you're like these Democrats. You're like the Biden administration who keeps saying that the economy is good when they know damn well the economy is fucked up. Not only is it fucked up, but they fucked it up. And they're in such denial that they pretend that the border issue that they caused has never, they've never had an issue. They blame the prior administration for all of their fuck ups. And this is what you remind me of. This is who you remind me of. The Biden administration. You go on YouTube, you pump GME, no matter what anybody says, whether they respect you or not, whether they follow you or not, you have no courtesy, you have no humility, you're pompous, you're full of shit, you're full of yourself, and you act like you are the authority when it comes to GME, when it comes to Ryan Cohen, right? And when people come to you who follow you, who respect you, and ask you legitimate questions about GME, rather than you being a man, being humble and respectful towards those who follow you, you act like you're the man. You act like you're better than everybody. And so you encourage those who watch you or your followers, and you encourage your moderators who are also full of shit to go after everybody and anybody that simply has a question about GME that you may or may not agree with. And the problem with you, Marantz, is that you claim that Ryan Cohen is the reason why Chewy is successful, right? You keep comparing GME to Chewy. My question to you is, did Chewy ever go to the moon? Did Chewy ever go to the moon? Did Ryan Cohen ever cause Chewy the stock that you claim is because of him that this company is doing well and became $1 billion company, which, by the way, from what I understand, they became $1 billion company after Ryan Cohen sold it. Not before, not during, but after. But what do I know? You're the expert. You tell me. But whether I know anything about Chewy or not, I do know this, that if Ryan Cohen was the cause for that company to become the company it is today, which he had nothing to do with, by the way, why, if he didn't it go to the moon? If the balance sheets show that this company is successful, why didn't Chewy go to the moon under Ryan Cohen? And what makes you believe that if Chewy didn't go to the moon under Ryan Cohen, what makes you believe that GME is going to the moon under Ryan Cohen? Just because the books may say that GME is going to recover or do well, which, by the way, that $1 billion extra spending cash you keep talking about had nothing to do with their earnings. It had to do with a bunch of people who got behind GME, put their stimulus checks into it, put their money into it, and caused GME to spike. That's the only reason GME has money to spend today. Nothing that they've done since has made them a profitable or a company worth believing in. Now, another thing, Morant, you put out this message to the Meltdowners saying how they're coming at you on Reddit, how they're leaving these stupid comments and dissing you, right, about GME. And so you had that message that they're wrong and you're right because you're always right. Not only are you right, but you work harder than anybody else in the world. You're a better man than everybody else in the world because your morals are beyond that of hell. If anything, it sounds like you're the second coming of Christ by the way you talk. Now, you need to understand something, Morant. There once were a bunch of people who used to follow you, not just because of GME, but because of the other information that you would put on, because you're a pretty smart guy. I don't have to like you to know that. The problem with you is that you're a dick and you're an asshole and you're a piece of shit. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to communicate your intelligence, your smarts. You act like you're better than everybody. So those people who once followed you because they believed in you, all they want to do is see you fall. All they want to do is see you fall flat on your face, and they want to see you come in last on that piece of shit horse that you've been riding for the past 3.5 years. So you do know that what goes around comes around, right? You do know that those who are coming after you, those who are trolling you, were people who once respected you. Did you know that? Did you realize? Do you even understand that, Morant? That the people who are disrespecting you now, like me, were once followers of you. And even if I believed in GME, even if I hope GME went up and spiked and did well, it's irrelevant because in the end, I want to see you fall. Not just me, but everybody else who doesn't like you. Why don't people like you? Because you're a dick, because you have no humility, and because what goes around comes around. And so I'm saying to you the same things that you said to me, right? The same things you said to all your other followers who used to follow you the way I used to follow you, right? But you started this. You started this. You went and took the people who came to you like I came to you and said, hey, Morant, thanks for your comment. But because you didn't agree with the way I trade, because you didn't agree with the way I invested my money, you decided to disrespect me and then in turn have your moderators, these full of shit moderators whose face you've never seen, you had them come after me, right? You had your followers come after me because that's what you do. That's what you do. You go after everybody who doesn't agree with you or who do agree with you but ask you legitimate questions about GME, but because you get offended that people don't want to hold GME. You want to tell them what to do with their money. You want to tell them how to trade. You want to tell people that if they don't hold GME, you can't be their friend. You're like the Democrats. You're like the Biden administration. You're like these pieces of shit who believe that if you want to vote for a Republican, then you can't be their friend. I can't be your friend. I can't talk to you. You're voting for Trump. Don't talk to me. Don't come on my channel. Block, block, block. Right? That's what you are. That's what you do. You're a woke lowlife who believes in pedophilia, and anybody who questions you about it, you disrespect because you're woke. Right? And because you believe Ryan Cohen is going to do for GME what he did for Chewy, did Chewy go to the moon? Did Chewy go to the moon, Morantz? And if Chewy didn't go to the moon, what makes you believe that GME is going to the moon? Because of Ryan Cohen? Because of the books? The only reason GME did what it did in 2020 or 2021, whenever it was because people from Reddit, people on YouTube, people rallied behind the stock and forced the squeeze. That is it. That is the only reason. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you say. You can lie to your followers. You can say anything you want to say. The fact is this, that 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, however it takes, when your grandchildren watch your videos, they're going to feel sorry for you. When your grandchildren watch my videos and the videos of those who have been warning the masses about scumbags like you, they're going to say, I understand why Tanko went at you, Marantz. I understand what Tanko means when he says, take your profits, get your money. Don't listen to these scumbags on YouTube because you're biased. All you do is claim that GME is going up, going up, going up, going up. It doesn't matter how far down it goes. You want to suck GME's big, hard cock. That's what you want to do. You want to bend over and put it inside you, regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. And so when anybody says to you, hey, Marantz, listen, I've been holding onto the stock for 2 years. I'm losing money. Should I buy options? Block. Hey, Marantz, I've been holding this stock for 3.5 years. It's only been tanking. And you've been saying that it's going to the moon. What should I do? Should I buy calls? Block. Should I sell? Block. Marantz, what's going on? Block. Unless they say go GME, go GME, go GME, and talk about Ryan's big cock the way you do, you block them. You disrespect them. And so when people disrespect you in the same manner you disrespect them, you want to put out a video. You want to put out a video to the people that you call these meltdowners, when the only one who's melting down like ice, like vanilla ice cream, is you. You know why you're melting down? Because you're looking stupid. You're looking stupid because GME has reached its all-time lows. And it's going to get lower. But you want to pretend that this is what you want. Even though you got your helmet on every 3 months claiming, hey, this is it. Watch, people. This earnings report is going to do it. You're all going to see. You're all going to see. And when we see that your horse is coming in last, what do? You say, hey, this is exactly what I want. I hope GME goes down. You're the only person I know that prays for their stock to tank. You are the only one that I know that is always happy to see his stock tank. And you want us to believe that when you go to bed at night, you're not nervous. You're not scared. You're not praying to God that the stock squeezes so you don't look like an idiot and people like me make more videos about what a fucking idiot you are. Because I told you I was going to humiliate you. You know why I said that? Not because I'm confident in who I am, like unlike you, who's very, very confident because you are the man, according to you, right? The reason why I knew that I would humiliate you is because I actually know how the stock market works. I don't need DD. I don't need TA. I don't need to understand the graphs. All I need to know is how the market works. And nothing you say, nothing you've been telling your followers, nothing is true. None of it. The market doesn't work because the books say that a stock, or rather that a company, is going to do well. The only reason GME did well the first time is because investors, retail investors, rallied behind it. And now that nobody's rallying behind it, not only are they not rallying behind GME, but they're not rallying behind you. You've alienated everyone who once believed in GME, who once believed in you, and now all they want is to see that stock tank so they can see you squirm and watch you sweat when you pretend on YouTube that you're happy about a stock that's tanked for the past 4 years, claiming that because Ryan Cohen put Chewy where it is, he didn't do nothing for Chewy. He sold it, and after he sold it, that's when it became a billion-dollar company. Did it go to the moon? Hey, Marantz, did Chewy go to the moon under Ryan Cohen? And if it didn't, what makes you believe that GME is going to do it? I believe that you're being paid to pump this nonsense. I believe that somehow, some way, somewhere, you were put here to pump this stock, just like the Democrats pump this woke bullshit and want the majority of those who are Americans to start teaching their kids pedophilia, right? Or teaching adults that it's okay to be a pedophile. I believe that you were put there just like these ignorant Democrats, because actually I was a Democrat until just 2 years ago, right? And I know I'm jumping between politics and GME, but this is exactly what it is, politics. You see, you're the one, like Biden, pumping this woke nonsense. You're pumping this bullshit about GME, and you want the majority of people to believe you. The problem is that you're going about it the wrong way. Rather than talking to the majority who watch you, you want to talk to a small minority who watch you. And the minority who watch you are a bunch of bots who are not even invested in GME. And rather than winning the people over by being honorable, by being humble, by being respectful, you alienate the very people who you want to pay you your $79 on your Discord. You alienate the very people who once believed in you and who watched you. And then you want to make YouTube videos trying to be humble and acting like you're just as human as everybody else, when everybody knows that you don't have a heart, that you don't have a soul, that you're like a robot, like a computer who has all this information, but behind it, you're empty. You're just a bunch of words, just like an AI has all this information and there's nothing behind it. Nobody wants to hear you no more, bro. Nobody believes in you. You know why? Because you're a dick. And it pleases me to see you squirm. It pleases me, not because I want people to lose their money, because those who are in GME, I hope to God they get their money. Just like those who bought into AMC. I don't have a problem with AMC. I don't have a problem with GME. The problem that I've always had from the beginning are these pumpers who use the game so that they can gain while those who watch them lose. And you have caused thousands of people to lose. Why? Not because you're not smart, but because you use your smarts to intimidate people, to force people, to push people to believe in your agenda. And when they don't believe it, just like the woke pedophiles, you want to call racism, you want to call homophobia, you want to call people shills, you want to call them meltdowners. And then you have your followers, just like these Democrats, start yelling and screaming the same thing. This is why I became a Republican. This is why I changed from Democrat to voting Republican. This is why I changed from standing behind GME and standing behind you to wishing to God that he humiliates you, that he humbles you by taking everything you own, everything you have. You think I'm the only one who feels this way? I've never seen a man who's so arrogant, who's so full of shit, who's so full of himself, who believes he's better than everybody, who has more, who is more, who works harder. How's your job working out for you, Morantz? How's GME working out for you? How's Ryan Cohen working out for you? How's Chewy working out for you? Do you think GME is going to meet Chewy on the moon? Oh, wait a minute, Chewy's not on the moon. Wasn't that Ryan Cohen's company? Don't the paperwork, don't the books say that Chewy is a billion-dollar company? Is it on the moon? And you want your followers to believe that this same man who didn't take Chewy to the moon, who sold it and then it became a billion-dollar company after he sold, you want them to believe that he's going to take GME to the moon? Why? Because you suck his dick? Bro, you're a plant. You know what that means? You were put there to pump this agenda and to get those who follow you, whose faces you've never seen, to encourage you, and you have no idea you're being scammed. I know you are. And I know somewhere deep down inside you, you wonder. You're like, I wonder if Tanko, things that make you go, I wonder if Tanko's right. I've never met Kyoto. I've never seen his face. I've never seen Lindo Real's face. I've never seen any of their faces, yet they're constantly pushing me. They're constantly going after everyone who doesn't agree with me because you started this. You started this with every YouTuber, with every Reddit person, with every TikToker. You did this to yourself. Now the world, who you've alienated, want to see you squirm. And I hope to God that you squirm. I hope you lose everything. Not because I wish the bad, the worst for you, is because sometimes the only way people learn is when they find themselves as low as everybody else, as even to everyone else. I read in a book one time, right? And please excuse the background noise because this is the Philippines and people actually have a life and they live and there's always activity, right? But I read in a book once, Morantz, he that thinks is firm, let him look and not fall. Get your money.